Hello, I'm Pablo Raul, ski mountaineering coach, and welcome to the Global Skimo YouTube channel. Today we're going to relive an individual race, and whether you love competitive ski mountaineering or not, you're going to want to participate next year because the course was spectacular. It was the Andalusian Individual Championship, in which there was more than acceptable participation compared to other years, and where the start was situated at 2,600 meter altitude at the lower station of the chairlift to the Laguna. We all left together. The start was through a sliding area that curved. And me being a bit cleverer, reading the terrain, I went all the way to the right, making the section even shorter, and coming out in first place. Still, it didn't last long because Nico started running right away, and in fact didn't stop for a while and began to widen the gap. I tried to keep up, maintaining that second position. The first climb was towards Cartujo. The first 3,000 meters we were gonna do throughout the day. It was a very flat area where ideally you would slide a lot, but with the springtime clouds having so much texture, it didn't allow much sliding at all. That's why Nico got so far ahead skiing. He was at a great pace, and even though I had good technique, I couldn't make the most of it. After that, we got into a really cool section, already with snow and powder, on the north side of Cartujo, where we were constantly going from side to side, crossing path all the way to the summit. Nico was ahead of me, gradually getting farther, and behind me were the Galera brothers, with whom I knew I was going to have an entertaining race since I was very strong. We took off the skins at the top of the Cartujo and glided down the south face towards the Lanjaron Valley. A valley that you've seen in another video. It's spectacular and empty. Of an incredible immensity, it was a very mountainous descent, full of rocks all the time, and you had to be very careful to follow the markers, because at any moment, if you got distracted, you could end up at a stone drop or a dead end. This is one of the advantages of doing ski mountaineering races, even if they are more like excursions with heavy gear, knowing for sure that the whole route is safe and that you have people looking out for you. And the route, well, no risk of avalanche, and you don't have to worry about the path. We passed by the Peñón Colorado refuge, and a bit further down we had the transition to put skins on, from where we continued up the valley towards La Loma de Elorrieta. There goes Nico, the head of the race. Up there, we removed our skins and descended toward the Lagunillo River Valley through a spot I had never gone down before. The spring snow was perfectly groomed, and we had time to really enjoy it. But yes, without forgetting that we were in a race, and with the conditions being so friendly, I went straight down practically from the middle of the descent, seeing all the flags ahead, and reaching a speed of 115 kilometers per hour. I got to the transition very quickly, slid, put on the skins, and started the third climb, which was up a face. The snow hadn't changed much. It was still a bit hard, but had great texture for grip. We could make turns along the lightly marked path using the flags as guides. And despite competing at a high pace, keeping an eye on hydration with gel, there was still time to look up and enjoy the magical scenery we had all day in this valley. I'm taking time reference. I'm 5 minutes behind Nico. He's very strong. And on every climb, he gets ahead of me a bit. Wow, what a sea of clouds. After climbing that first slope with zigzags, there was a stretch along the middle of the slope where the snow was already spring-like, so you needed good technique to avoid slipping, especially with the downhill ski. And so we reached a transition point where we had to put on crampons because the next section was quite tough. What an awesome race. Well, some people are gonna find it tough, that's what I see. The leaders have a lot of technique. Yeah, well, but it grips really well.
Sí, el Carlitos Torres que ha salido más arriba que vosotros, ¿no?
Sí.
¿Pero hace ya cuánto? ¿Hará 5 minutos?
Ni idea.
No, estoy pensando, Paul.
Que va adelante Nico, ¿no?
Adelante, sí. Nico. Pero Nico no ha salido con nosotros.
¡Qué cambio he hecho!
It was a steep stretch, and there was even a fixed rope in case you wanted to hold on to it and climb up. Personally, I didn't use it. I prefer to keep using my poles for traction.
Buena.
Ahí está el frío.
Six minutes ahead, he's gaining a minute on me on each uphill, cutting some time on the downhill. What a sea of clouds. And again, I was here to keep climbing up to a path from where we could see the station. We returned to civilization just at the Tajos de la Virgen, with a descent towards the Laguna de las Yeguas through a super cool channel. There goes Nico, arriving at the mountain path. And for anyone wondering how I keep track of time, I check the zigzag, the one he's on, I hit the lap button. And when I pass by there, I know what lifts me up.
De inicio, ¿vale? Que hay tronchones de hielo.
Vale.
Y al final de la pala, a mano izquierda, diagonal. No te la dejes muy arriba, que si no, luego la tenemos.
Gracias.
The first part had some ice patches, and then in the channel there was some powdery but crusty snow. It wasn't too easy to ski on, but with good technique you could enjoy a few turns. After this couloir, there was a very long diagonal off-piste down to the base from where you usually go up to Elorrieta when coming from the lagoon of the Yeguas. And from here, there was the last quite short climb up to the top of the Elorrieta tube that you have already seen me descend more than once in other videos, and that they also included as a descent within the race. Last climb, it was a very cool zigzag, but also on the north face with snow and powder, although some areas were already transformed, so we had to be careful not to lose control. Nico was already at the top of the climb. The race was pretty much decided. I held my second position and no one was close behind. So here I just took it a bit easier, enjoying the landscape and the views, and above all, really eager to ski the Elorrieta tube, which might still be with powder.
Ya listo.
Ya está hecho.
Ya está hecho. ¿Tanto, no?
Vámonos.
Venga, suerte.
Ahora. Yoo-hoo!
Elorrieta's tube, and here, as a good local of the area, I went to the left side, which had no tracks, and caught an amazing powder level.
Yoo-hoo! Yeah!
And after doing some fun spins, I got back into race mode. I went in a straight line, picking up a lot of speed. What you're seeing right now is in real time. I haven't sped it up. I was skiing on very variable snow, adjusting with my leg, descending really fast. And after this, there was a very long flat section with super changing snow where I widened my skis so that no bump would make them cross, and I kept maintaining a very high speed. And that's how I crossed the finish line in second place overall, becoming the runner-up of Andalusia in the individual discipline. Another great result. Very happy with my performance in the race, especially with the confidence and the speed I managed on all the runs, and also seeing Nico's superiority, who was going to be my partner in the Spanish Championship a week later. Just in case it wasn't clear, this already happened, and we came in second. From Spain, a promising rider in the under 23 category and 5th in the overall ranking, having an incredible race where we complemented each other perfectly as a team. We managed to balance each other's weaknesses with strengths. As I posted on Instagram, 1 + 1 = more than 2. And before ending the video, I want to invite and encourage you to sign up for this raid next year. You've already seen it's a spectacular, super cool route. And this year, there were people with heavy gear, like Kyle, my extreme skiing adventure buddy, who joined the race and did it with his own gear. In the transitions, he removed the skins as best as he could, without quick changes, and he enjoyed this day a lot. Like him, there were a few more brave souls, but I want to encourage many more of you, whether you have competition gear or not. See you next season at this raid and this type of raid organized by Club Deportivo Sabica here in Sierra Nevada. With that said, goodbye. Thank you very much for watching these videos. I'm really motivated by the fact that we keep getting visits and that you're still enjoying this content. Give me a like so I can keep creating content even though there's not much snow left, and I'll see you soon with another video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Bye.